Greetings. I'm online and I'm on the air, bringing you another art blog because I strongly believe that it's blogging time. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get blogging. Hey guys, this is actually a vlog I intended to make a while ago when I initially started doing these vlogs. I told myself I'd try to do one every month or something like that. They seem to be going maybe every 3 to maybe 6 months, something like that. However, I've been working and it's basically like nonstop OT. I also have a trouble sort of sticking to one thing. There are like several different projects that I want to do, several different things I want to be good at, and each thing is like a major time commitment, like a full-time job. However, I'm trying to manage that tendency and trying to focus to sticking to one thing. That one thing, as of lately, is being Maya, modeling, and texturing, that kind of stuff. Which is why things like the blog are so infrequent. Because most of my focus is on working with the Maya, and 3D modeling and texturing, like stuff like that. So, a while ago, I attended a job fair that focused primarily on things like game arts and animation, like things like that. If you're an artist like me, wanting to get into the field, I would recommend. I'd recommend going to something like that because I can guarantee you, like 100% for sure, even if you don't get the job, even if you're not getting the job or whatever, what have you, 100% for sure, guaranteed. If you go down to one of these things and you talk to people there, you will for sure 100% guaranteed at the very least get some really good, really solid feedback on your work, in which you should do what you can do to get the dream job. 100% for sure, guaranteed without fail, you would be given some kind of direction at the very least. And I feel like that's a major issue I had before with my job hunt in the past. Lack of feedback and direction. It's like you fire off like 100 job applications, 100 resumes, or you get like spam resumes, and there's like next to no response. And if there is a response, it's just to say that, like, yeah, we received your resume. That doesn't really tell you much. It doesn't really give you much direction. It's not particularly helpful for you, for me. But like the job fair thing, at least you get some feedback and some kind of direction at the very least, which is, I think, is really good. I'm still unsuccessful and lost and whatnot, but still there's that. So keep that in mind, maybe, I guess. So I went to this job fair thing, and being there was kind of depressing because, well, it kind of felt like it's been, like 15 million years since I went through the program, since I went to art school. Yeah, I know, I'm old. And it sort of got me thinking about my experiences in art school. Now, just a disclaimer here. This is just me. These are my own thoughts and feelings and experiences with art school. Lots of people that go through art school have different experiences. Some have good experiences and it works out for them. Some have bad experiences and it does not work out for them. They take all kinds. You never know. Honestly, you don't. There's no telling who's going to succeed at this stuff and who's not. There's really no telling. I've seen people that they don't know anything. They're fresh out of high school. They're doing horrendously in school, and they just about nearly they damn well nearly got kicked out of school because they're doing so badly, and they got held back several times, and they're just terrible. They're terrible. But they just applied and it came through for them. So I've known people that have been at this for like trying to get this art stuff to work for like many, many years, right? And they're like competent and their work isn't bad, but for some reason it's like bad luck or something. They just don't seem to be. It's just not coming through for them. It just doesn't make sense. Where was I? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, lots of people that go through art school have different experiences. Some have good, works out for them. Some have bad, doesn't work out for them. They take all kinds. They take all kinds. I can only speak for myself and my own experiences. Yeah. My time in art school was bad. There's no other way to put it. It was bad. It was terrible. It sucked. I was not amongst the fortunate souls that could say their experiences in art school were good and it worked out for them and stuff. I was not one of those guys. No siree, Bob, was I not one of those guys. Personally, I like honestly, I did fairly well for myself. I really did in art school. I mean, like I wasn't like top of the class or anything, but at the same time, I was no slouch either. In fact, if I hadn't been sabotaged in my final year, in my final semester of art school, I'm pretty certain I made a vlog about that. There's no doubt in my mind, 100% guaranteed for sure, I would have graduated with honors. For sure, 100% guaranteed. But that's neither here or there. I mean, things like grades, they don't really matter. Nobody cares. No one in the field cares what you got if you got an A or B or C or D in math when you're in high school. Nobody cares, man. No one cares. And it makes me sad too, like thinking about all that time and energy and effort I seemingly wasted studying and practicing stuff that nobody seems to care. Man, no one cares if you got an A or B or C or D in math when you're in high school. Like no one cares. Like what? So I just invested all this time and energy on something that nobody cares about. Like what the heck, man? This is wrong. This doesn't even make sense. Oh, pardon me. It's my Pomodoro thing. Well, this is a vlog, so who cares? So, why were my experiences in art school bad? It's a pretty good question. Well, the reasons my experiences in art school were bad are not the same as the reasons many others' experiences in art school were bad. Based on what I've seen or heard, the input I've received from various parties, many people that have had bad experiences in art school, it was more like they didn't really understand what they were getting themselves into or something. They might end up saying something like, "You don't know what it's like. It's really, really tough. You gotta draw stuff and do art stuff all the time. And by the time you get home, you're so sick and tired of doing art stuff, you don't want to do art stuff anymore." They might end up saying something like that. That's not what things were like for me. I used to do drawing marathons on a regular basis. I thought they were fun. I have no problem doing art stuff for 5 or 10 or 15 hours a day, then going home and doing more art stuff. For me, that's normal. For me, that's fun. To me, this art stuff, it's almost like a religion. It's almost like being a Jedi or something. You know what I mean? But for me, like the reason why art school sucked for me, well, it was the people, I met, the people I met in art school, the other students, the other students there, the other students there kind of made it suck for me. I'm sort of at risk of making some enemies here. I can, no one looks at my blog, so like, don't get me wrong. Like some of the other students there were all right. Some of them were, and some of them weren't. And yeah, you meet good and bad people everywhere you go. I'm not denying that. But like the ratio of students that were all right and weren't compared to like other demographics in art school, I specifically found the ones that were all right to be like much lower, a lot fewer for some reason. Like I'm probably making this sound like a lot worse than it actually was. Okay, let me see if I can give you an example. So in my first semester, at the beginning of my first semester, one of my instructors posted a question on a web forum, and I thought that the question they posted was really, really interesting, and it was related to our course of study, and I thought it might spark some intelligent conversation amongst my peers. Yet, when I asked one of my peers the same question, they told me that I should just drop out of the program. This is what some of the people in my art school were like.